Tina H, heavily supported favourite, the Kiwi mare. She's been in terrific form. Set for a start. Favourite, gate 2, plenty of speed, out wider with the Dullard dash. Ready, and they're racing now. Martina H came out well, matching it our first duel and a Dullard dash. Frugal Echo was away okay up to 4th. Now making mistakes were both George and Flight, and also Son of Flair and Cool Fortune went up in the air as well. Martina H led. Dropping in behind, Frugal Echo will end up on the pegs, and our first duel the outside. And then a Dullard dash who's 3 deep into that first turn. Then came Diamond Trot. On its inside, Sterling Kiwi got through the pack okay and settles 3 back the inside. 8 metres to Twebby Twatter, and well out of play the other trio that have made mistakes. About 50 metres to George and Flight, Son of Flair and Cool Fortune. At the 1600, the lead time 35.9. And Martina H, the favourite, the leader. 3 metres away, a Dullard dash has to sit without cover. And Frugal Echo ends up behind the leader, Tony Hurley. He did a great job to get it there. It's 3rd, and in 4th position is our first duel, who settles in the 1-1. 3 back the inside, Sterling Kiwi. On its outside, Diamond Trot. And then Twebby Twatter, 4 back the inside. 20 metres to George and Flight, 15 to Son of Flair, and 20 metres to Cool Fortune. Martina H is backing off the speed, heading towards the 1200. After having to burn in the early part of the race, goes through the first quarter of the last mile in 32.1. The New Zealand mare in front. Martina H. In second position is a Dullard dash. Tucked away, Frugal Echo is 3rd. Then our first duel in the 1-1 trail, and Sterling Kiwi's 3 back the inside. In 6th position, Diamond Trot with a circuit to travel. Next came Twebby Twatter. On the back of Twebby Twatter, George and Flight from Son of Flair, and Cool Fortune is about to tack on. But that's an indication that Martina H has backed the speed down, and she controls it at the 800. Is 3 metres in front. A little Dullard dash having to do it hard tonight, sitting without cover. Frugal Echo's had a nice run 3rd, and our first duel's got cover in the 1-1. Second quarter in 33 seconds. 3 back the pegs is Sterling Kiwi, then Diamond Trot. Twebby Twatter's 4th last from Son of Flair, George and Flight, and Cool Fortune. 600 metres to travel, and the mares are 1st and 2nd at the moment. Martina H, 1.5 metres in front of a Dullard dash. Frugal Echo's 3rd, tucked away from in 4th spot, our first duel, and then Sterling Kiwi. Heading to the 400 metres. Martina H is narrowly in front of a Dullard dash, is almost got level now. Our first duel coming out of the 1-1, and Frugal Echo's right behind them, having to wait for the express post lane. 3rd quarter in 30.3. Martina H now goes into overdrive turning and sprinted away from a Dullard dash. Our first duel giving chase, and then Frugal Echo. Martina H leads into the straight from Frugal Echo, and then our first duel. It's Martina H with 50 to go. Clear of Frugal Echo, then our first duel. Martina H is going strongly, and she's set for victory. Martina H beat Frugal Echo in our first duel. A Dullard dash 4th. Then came Twebby Twatter, Diamond Trot, Son of Flair, George and Flight, and then came Cool Fortune, and Sterling Kiwi must have made a mistake. He dropped out. Final quarter in 29.5.
Kiwi Quinella, Martina H over Frugal Echo with our first duel in 3rd spot. Now the runners are beside the boxes here for the first heat of the Gold Cup. I'm tipping number 8, Big Sam Banner. You've got to go with him on his current form. But look,
7, 4, 1 and 8 over the line, and the Dullard Cup for 2003 taken out by Martina H over Frugal Echo, our first duel, and the Dullard Cup with the best wishes of Hancock Tyres.
During the series so far, and come to chase the second pick at 3:30. Again, looking for some value. I'm tipping number 4, Purple Passion. There's been a bit of a push for Purple Passion over the last half an hour here on track. I've spoken to a couple of the well-known form students who are suggesting that Purple Passion can cause an upset tonight. So look, I'm going to go with them. I had a slight leaning to her before I got here earlier this evening, but at around $10.20 on the New South Wales tote, she does look pretty good value. Number 4, Purple Passion. No doubt 7, Lissy Lou is the main danger, and she's all class. She's won 9 of her 20 starts. She's taken to Wentworth Park as if she's been racing here all her life, and she certainly is the testing material. For 3rd, throwing in number 8, Waratah Bell. I had a chat with owner Concola a few moments ago. They solo trialled Waratah Bell here a few weeks ago, and she went 30.02, so ignore that PB of 30.82. She certainly can get close to 30 seconds, but box 8 is the problem, but good enough to at least run into a place, and Come to Chase has got a good record on this track with 5 wins from 11 starts. So my first 4 numbers are 4, 7, 8, 1. Searching for some value. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to tip Lissy Lou, so we'll go with Purple Passion at the each way odds to beat 7, 8 and 1. And they're not far off arriving at the boxes here for the Futurity final.
Should be a great race. 40,000 the boxes. Come to Chase at $3.20. It's been very firm to beat. Lizzie Lou, the Queenslander, at $2. For Purple Passion, $7.80. Going back to the previous event, Addis Boy, successful in 30 and 11. Just a little bit faster on Monday night, but still 5:49, 14:06 to Addis Boy, 30 and 11. Another outstanding performance. 6 wins from 7 starts. Now the 6th event from the Valley, dividends on your screen, and race 4, the Meadows, placings 2, 10 and 3, 5, 12, 17, 88 and 30 and 15. Now we still have a hold on the correct weight on the last event for Mascot, 328, and the hold on tickets is Ebony Magic going up at the start, and stewards are just having a look at the Stewards Patrol film. For the Futurity final, sponsored by Schweppes for 2003, here's Peter Johnson.
Thanks very much, Rod. Runners going in for the Schweppes National Futurity. Second line up, Sally's Lass, Purple Passion, Zippy Zena and Waratah Bell. Lissy Lou, the favourite, 210. 320 Come to Chase has been well backed. Ready to jump now. Schweppes National Futurity. Racing, Lissy Lou came out absolutely running, crossed straight to the lead and is out by 2 lengths at the winning post the first time. Come to Chase second, Sally's Lass. Purple Passion, Dancing Sarah, Waratah Bell moving up in the middle. And then a break in the fill behind those, now dropping well back, was Happy Hand and Zippy Zena to the corner. Lissy Lou out 3 lengths to Come to Chase, who's starting to pick a bit of ground off it. And then 3 off Purple Passion, Waratah Bell, Sally's Lass. It's all Lissy Lou glued to the rails as charging away with the Futurity, and Lissy Lou by 6 lengths on the line. Come to Chase, 3 to Waratah Bell, followed by Purple Passion, Sally's Lass, and then Happy Hand, Dancing Sarah, and Zippy Zena was last. And look at the time, 29.87. Fabulous win by Lissy Lou. 7 the black, Lissy Lou from Queensland, taking out the Schweppes National Futurity in absolutely dazzling fashion. She exploded from the 7 alley and had cleared them in the first 30 metres of the race. 5:36, 13:83 and a 29.87 is the time recorded by Lissy Lou to take out the Group 1 National Futurity. The record here is 29.73, by the way, to some secret.
Outstanding performance. Great call, Pete. Thank you. And 29.87 was the best greyhound through the heat.
I regard the Silver Chief and the National Derby, the 2 prime young dogs races in the country. Look, it'd be nice to be able to win one of them.
Oh, it'd be good, nice to win it, but as I say, I got box 6. The 7 goes dead set left when it comes out in the boxes, and well, I got to hope for that I miss him, or I'm in trouble.
What about after tonight, Max? Are you heading back to Melbourne?
Yeah, we'll be going Melbourne. Reserve for the Temloo. I don't know whether I'll get a start in that or not, but he's definitely going in the Australian Cup. So hopefully he doesn't get injured tonight. That's the main thing.
All right, well, fingers crossed and good luck.
Thanks very much, Dean.
$3,000 goes to the winner, and they're being boxed. The favourite at $340 is Greasy Grizzly, $480 Most Awesome, Rich Mentor and Sparge Banner, the only 2 runners in double figures. To give you an idea of how wide the market is, the green light is through. The money is set in motion. They're about to jump in the Derby final. All set. Ready and racing. Dr. Van Loon and Greasy Grizzly came out beautifully on the insiders. Rich Mentor, West End Bob. Most Awesome's on the outside of those from Arvo's Junior. Where's Bob? Greasy Grizzly headed off by Rich Mentor into the back. Third, the insiders. Dr. Van Loon. West End Bob is starting to threaten. 5 away in the event out wide. Arvo's Junior. Where's Boz? Most Awesome and Sparge Banner, but the leader is Rich Mentor. Greasy Grizzly second, followed on the outside of those by West End Bob as they turn. Rich Mentor in front. Greasy Grizzly grabbing it. Greasy Grizzly is going too well, and Greasy Grizzly won the Derby. It defeated Rich Mentor. West End Bob third, followed by Most Welcome. The next one home was Arvo's Junior, Dr. Van Loon, and Sparge Banner was the tail ender. Where's Boz in front of it? Greasy Grizzly's too good. 5 the yellow. Greasy Grizzly is first. 5 yellow. Greasy Grizzly is the winner. 2 the checks. Rich Mentor second. And third is number 9, West End Bob. You'll find number 8, Narbo's Juniors run fourth, followed by number 6, Most Awesome, and at number 7, Dr. Van Loon. Greasy Grizzly by Just the Best out of Wild Woman is owned by Gary Heath and is trained by Michael Zammett of Queensland. Rich Mentor, T. Jones and West End Bob. J. Hurd filled the minor placings. The time for the journey was 30 and a 32. 30 and 32 is the time. Greasy Grizzly returning $3.10 for the win. Rich Mentor gave its back as a great sight because Rich Mentor, when they turned for home, was doing a wonderful job in front, and at that stage I doubted whether Greasy Grizzly was actually going to get Rich Mentor, but as you heard, it was just a case of Greasy Grizzly being a little bit too solid.
Well done, thanks Paul. Paul Ambrosoli calling I think the 28th Derby, and Greasy Grizzly 310 150, Rich Mentor 340, West End Bob $1.90. So Whitewash to Queensland 30.32 for its 550 and 14.22. 5 minutes away from the free for all, race 8 at the Meadows, and it's Hanukkah Bale 1 over 6, 2 and 3. Hanukkah Bale at $3.30 in the update, over 6 Hey Brother at $3.90, Rich Classic $5, Dash of Burgundy Greyhound 4 at $8.10, Cuthbert Jewel at $9.90. Selections from Ron 2 Rich Classic to beat 1, 6 and 4. Greyhound's about to move on to the track. Now all clear at Newcastle, 9, 7, 4. Ben Dilly successful with direct strike. That first 4, 9, 7, 4 and 2. Dividend $1,810.10. $1,810.10. Ninth at Albion Park in around 6 from now, 11, 5, 4 and 10 for the Sky ratings, with Irrelevant on top, 11, 5, 4 and 10. The short favourite is 5 Perfect Mate at $1.70 in front of the King and Ice at $9.90, 7 Hour Serena at $12, 8 is a scratching. Cross to number 9, Samurai Jack at 17. Best of the others, Irrelevant at $11. That event goes in 5, and David goes 7. Our Serena to beat 5 and 4. The big one of the night, $250,000 in prize money, 23 minutes away, the SEW Eurodrive Victoria Cup. And repeating the ratings if you missed them earlier, Young Rufus on top with the late scratching of Joe Fest, number 2. An injury today, and Joe Fess not taking part in tonight's Group 1 Victoria Cup. Young Rufus on top for the ratings, 3 over 10 Double Identity, 1 Baltic Eagle, 11 Smooth Satin, 3, 10, 1 and 11. Now, Young Rufus at $2.80, Baltic Eagle at $4.50, Manifold Bay $8.10, and over to Factor Non Verba 11, Double Identity, the Sentimental Elect at $11, Smooth Satin $9.90. They've been a wonderful combination. Harry Martin and Double Identity, and Harry now with Adam Hamilton.
Continuing our countdown to tonight's big one, the Victoria Cup. Harry Martin, of course, you've got this wonderful horse, Double Identity. The journey that has been this wonderful season of yours rolls on to another big race tonight.
Yeah, let's hope we can have a bit of luck tonight, Adam.
Well, can I ask the question, what was your immediate reaction as far as your winning chances go with the scratching of Joe Fess?
Well, I'm very undecided. I don't know whether it's help or hindrance. Like Joe Fess would have made him run early for the lead, and he'd have probably gone to the death seat and kept him running. Now I'll probably have to go there and do that. So I don't know whether it's an advantage or a disadvantage. We'll wait and see. How's the horse been since Ballarat? I know after that you felt that maybe on the night he was a little below his best form. Yeah, I think the heat did worry him a bit there, but he's head up and he's done lovely since. Each day he's got better, so I'm very happy tonight. Well, that's good news. It has been a long campaign, and at times I guess you even question yourself how long you can keep going without a break, but everything says you'll pull out another big one tonight. Yeah, I hope so. I have been a little worried about, it has been a long campaign. They just can't keep running. But he seems fit enough, so let's hope he can go round tonight, then he have a breather before the end. Pretty clear message that you've said in a lot of these big races this season. If they slow up, I have to go round, because your guy, he hates it when he's got to be restrained in the race. Well, he can't pace properly when they go steady, so he's got to get out and get running. Yeah. Odds are that'll happen again tonight. Well, I've got to make it happen if it doesn't tonight. All right. Well, it's always good to get the update, Harry, and let's hope he can pull out another big one for you tonight. Okay, thanks very much, Adam. Good on you. Harry Martin joining us there, and yes, Double Identity, all's on song. He was a little bit tired at Ballarat, but he's back on song tonight.
And they're at the boxes for the next event from the Meadows, shortly off to Ron Hawkes.
Dominion combatants from March of last year.
Yes, the two vanquished heroes, I guess, both champions in their own right, maybe down a little bit on form. Well, not maybe, they have been, there's no doubt about that, but not down enough maybe to suggest they're completely out of tonight's race. We'll get to that in a moment. Off the map, Young Rufus on course. He is now flip of the coin odds with bookmakers, so the 260 might trim up a little more yet. 350 for Baltic Eagle is comparable. They are the only two that punters want. The rest are all double figures. Let's get through these runners. I'll start with you, Adam Hamilton, and I'll start with the Baltic Eagle. He's not favoured, he's been displaced well and truly.
Doesn't surprise me. I think a lot of the early money for him was from WA. There's no doubt he's an outstanding horse. I think, to be in all honesty, you'll know his chances after maybe about 100 metres of the race. If he doesn't hold out Young Rufus, I don't think he can win the race.
Well, he has been getting the crow ready. Kiwi. Go, you just talk.
Well, let's be honest, Young Rufus has backed off the board on tracks, as you said, and I think the scratching of Joe Fess helps him massively. He's right next to Baltic Eagle. Mark Purdon will go forward at the start and try and lead. He's got another ace up the sleeve. If Seals to Sam, also a fast beginner going out, can cross and lead, Dennis Wilson must hand up. He crawled home in the Miracle Mile. A lot points here to Young Rufus getting the lead and winning.
Now into odds on Young Rufus. 4 roughies next. Mont Denver Gold, Seals to Sam, Unique Icon and Wally Walton. Adam, I'll let you pick which one you want to talk about.
All right, Mont Denver Gold, because he's a horse really going places. His first try in this big company. The race probably won't be run to suit because he'll need breakneck speed, but he could be the roughie of all roughies for the End of Dominion Series in Christchurch.
2 ways to look at Manifold Bay. A, on the back of Baltic Eagle and back to his best form would be very hard to beat. B, not going quite as well.
I spoke to Fred Kersley about this horse. He's not entirely sure he's going to score up behind Baltic Eagle. He may choose to go behind Young Rufus. He doesn't believe the horse is a sprint lane horse, and he's not entirely sure Baltic Eagle will lead. So Manifold Bay could be a swooper, but he's going to need a lot to go right inside that first 400 metres.
I'll stick with you here, Mick. Factor Non Verba, the second of the Kiwis. Form fantastic this season. He's been a real find.
And he comes into the right sort of barrier draw. He's not as good as Young Rufus. Quite simply, he's not. He can run a trifecta spot. The harder they go, the better it will suit him, but he's probably a length or two below Young Rufus. Therefore, he's going to need a lot to go wrong with the favourite to beat him home.
I think we'll look to the Hunter Cup for Factor Non Verba, but he's got his supporters. $12.70 on the tote, double identity. He has been spec'd. He was double figure odds into the high single digits now. He's he's the leading Grand Circuit horse at the moment.
Yeah, just on Factor Non Verba, I thought he was the best roughie in the race, but double identity is incredibly big odds when you consider what he's done this season. When you look at the market, he's the one that you just have to throw a few dollars on because he's proven he's as good as all these horses, with the exception of Baltic Eagle, who he hasn't raced against yet, and I think he's overs.
All right, what about the bottom two, Smooth Satin and Shaker Maker? They've been wonderful horses over the past few seasons, down a little bit on form at the moment. Do you see any shocks?
Well, Sam, I think Smooth Satin hasn't been finding the line as well this season as last season, in saying that he hasn't as economical with trips. Shaker Maker is 3 lengths below the best form of 2 or 3 seasons ago. They're both going to need the same thing to happen. A rip-roaring pace, Young Rufus and Baltic Eagle tearing each other up in front and then coming over the top. I just don't think that's going to happen in the sort of sectionals they're going to need. So from those draws, very hard to be on them, but I see they have stayed loyal, the punters. Smooth Satin's still around the 10-1.
Yes, shorter on the tote to Shaker Maker, although getting towards his bookmaker price. Young Rufus into the red and white figures on track. We're not far away from a start in the Victoria Cup. There's the mobile moving into position. Last word, Mick Gearan.
But I think Young Rufus will get the lead at some stage and win, and I believe the danger could be double identity because he may get round to a parked out easier than people think.
Adam Hamilton.
Young Rufus, been a fan for a long time. Best horse, terrific draw, clear top pick.
All right, well, here he is to call the Victoria Cup. As always, I imagine it will be a bottler, Dan Malecki.
A Baltic Eagle opened at longer odds here tonight than he was with some of the markets prior, but he has trimmed up, so the money has been pretty much endless for Baltic Eagle as well. So at this stage in the Victoria Cup, Young Rufus and Baltic Eagle clearly the top two, the New Zealander and the West Australian. A 6-year-old Baltic Eagle, Young Rufus 5 years. Double identity at $10, Smooth Satin $11, $12 Manifold Bay, $13 Factor Non Verba and Shaker Maker at $16. Mobile in position. The SEW Euro Drive Victoria Cup Group 1, and the runners are being called up. Baltic Eagle's got terrific record. He was a very easy winner of the WA Cup. And barrier draw can be such a huge advantage in these races. Young Rufus in 2 might make it harder for him to cross Baltic Eagle, but he doesn't have to lead to win. He's very adaptable. Baltic Eagle, from what we can gather, runs his best races in front, but he's in mighty form. Seals to Sam can get out pretty quickly. He could be the thorn in the side of Baltic Eagle and Young Rufus as far as who leads is concerned, but you wouldn't consider any of the others on the front line even attempting to go forward. Mont Denver Gold, very good set sprinter, and he's a big chance when the speed is on. Manifold Bay, Fred Kersley driving. Northerly went so well without winning today, but it was a fantastic first up run. Moving up, Victoria Cup field, a scoring up 2003. Young Rufus at 250, 320 Baltic Eagle. And they're not far from the start. Group 1 event, SEW Euro Drive Victoria Cup, $250,000. They're set to go. Baltic Eagle right up on the gate, racing, Seals to Sam again. Well, Baltic Eagle galloped. Baltic Eagle broke up at the start, and he's going to be last shortly. And getting away brilliantly, Seals to Sam in front. Unique Icon worked across to second. And Young Rufus is up running third, Double Identity to fourth. Manifold Bay slipping up on the inside of Factor Non-Verba. Then Wally Walton, who's on the outside of Mont Denver Gold, 8 metres to Smooth Satin. And then came Shaker Maker, and Baltic Eagle galloped at the start, and he's dropped back 15 metres away last. Young Rufus is out after the lead, and he's about to take over now. So the favourite Young Rufus has stormed to the lead, heading down the straight with 2 laps left to travel, and it's out by 4 or 5 metres. Getting up into second spot now, Double Identity, and third the inside was Seals to Sam. 1-1 is Unique Icon, fifth on the inside Manifold Bay. Factor Non-Verba in the running line, inside of it Mont Denver Gold. It settles 4 back to Pegs, then Wally Walton. Getting up on the inside Baltic Eagle, he's now third last. Around it was Smooth Satin and Shaker Maker at the end of the field. So 2 Inter Dominion winners occupy the last 2 positions as they head to the back now. They've almost completed 1 lap. 1,600 metres left to travel in the SEW Euro Drive Victoria Cup, and the favourite Young Rufus, the Kiwi in front, owned by Victorians. Young Rufus 3 metres clear. Double Identity was second. On the inside, Seals to Sam third. 1 out 1 back was Unique Icon. His driver Heath Redwood did a great job to get it across into that 1-1 position. It's heading off the back at the 1,400 in 4th spot. Manifold Bay with Fred Kersley 3 back the inside. Then Factor Non-Verba, the other Kiwi, 3 back in the running line. Mont Denver Gold 4 back the Pegs. Wally Walton on the outside of Baltic Eagle. Smooth Satin second last, and Shaker Maker's last. First quarter in 29.8. And Young Rufus heads down the straight with a bit over a circuit left to travel. He's been in outstanding form of late. Can he add the big Group 1 to his list tonight? It's Young Rufus 3 metres in front. Double Identity just edges a little bit closer. Seals to Sam third. Unique Icon running fourth. Manifold Bay fifth the Pegs. Factor Non-Verba around it. Smooth Satin going up 3 wide. Next the inside Mont Denver Gold. Shaker Maker 3 wide tracking Smooth Satin. And then back to the tail of the field, Baltic Eagle and Wally Walton second last. 30.2 the second quarter. First half of the last mile in 60 seconds. And Young Rufus at the 600 is 3 metres clear. Double Identity second. Smooth Satin's worked up strongly 3 wide into third spot. Seals to Sam behind the leader fourth. Then Unique Icon. Next is Manifold Bay. Further out on the track then to Shaker Maker from Factor Non-Verba, Mont Denver Gold. Young Rufus, Purdon starting to give them the slip. 28-1 the third quarter. Young Rufus, he's going for home. Round the turn, led 8 metres. Double Identity couldn't go with him. Smooth Satin third, then to the outside, Shaker Maker running on. But Young Rufus, he exploded away. This is another popular arm performance. He is charging clear. Young Rufus is number 1. Young Rufus brilliantly bolts in the Victoria Cup. He smashed them. Second, Shaker Maker. Wasn't it great to see him run a great race? Mont Denver Gold charged home, then Factor Non-Verba. Wally Walton, Unique Icon, Smooth Satin dropped out. Baltic Eagle lost it at the start, then Manifold Bay, Seals to Sam, Double Identity. Final quarter in 28.9.
The champion New Zealander, Young Rufus, Mark Purdon, 2:40.150. Our thanks to the stewards at Wendy for holding. Here's 3:12.4 after the SEW Euro Drive Victoria Cup Group 1 event, and Young Rufus successful. Mark Purdon 2:40.150 over Shaker Maker and Mont Denver Gold. At the boxes for the next event from the Meadows, 30 and 66 that time at Wentworth Park. It's 1, 3, 2 and 6, 5:49, and the second split we'll have for you in just a moment. 1, 3, 2, Don McMillan back with a vengeance with Ryans County. Time to head back to Ron Hawkswell for race 9 at the Meadows.
By Jason Thompson, who's won 4 of its last 6 starts. And of course won the big race.
To the big one of the night from Moonee Valley, Young Rufus annihilating a very good field. Nice to see Shaker Maker back, ran a creditable second. Mont Denver Gold third, and Factor Non Verba Tony Herlihy finishing fourth. But a strong win after the $250,000 Group 1 Victoria Cup to Young Rufus, sponsored by our good friends at SEW Euro Drive. All clear Wentworth Park the previous 1, 3, 2 sectionals, 5:49.